Hey everybody, Jamie and I wanted to do this special call with you guys because we are so excited by the momentum and the growth that we just had in March. It was just absolutely insane. And me and all of my jewels and everybody on my team who's a leader who ranked up a couple years ago to become a jewel, we were like, we are bringing up a bunch of new jewels here. This is exactly what our businesses look like. How you guys work for your iPads, that is how we were working for jewel status, okay? That's how we became jewels. So we didn't have any incentives back then. We did not have the $10 off. We didn't have anybody doing stacking sales. Like, we did not have that as we were becoming emerald and sapphires and diamonds. We did not have any of that. But what we had was a rock solid belief in what we were doing and why we were doing it. So that belief that you guys had that you could get the iPad, that is what you need to have to know you can become a jewel. And I get it. An iPad is 6 joins, but that's kind of a limiting belief. If you believe in yourself that you can get 6 joins, you need to believe in yourself that you can become an emerald, because this business is so stinking simple. We're like sitting here talking about like what do we tell them to do? Like, it's just IPA and personal growth. Like, it's so simple, but we are the ones who overcomplicate this and make it a big jumbled up mess. What we're going to talk to you about is what you need to do. And really, it just comes down to loving people and being excited about what you're doing, because you don't get bogged down by all the little things. And we're going to tell you all of that. Also, if you guys didn't get the iPad, if you were shooting for it and you missed it, it doesn't matter, because I can almost guarantee you learned some things. You got some people who are closer to joining than they were the month before, because we all know it takes some follow-ups. I'm looking at Suzanne. I'm looking at leaders on this team here who have been where, they didn't get joins one month and then suddenly they get 16 joins. Like, this is normal. So that belief you had to get that iPad, or to think you were going to get it, or to work for it, turn that around and have that same rock solid belief to work for becoming a jewel.
Exactly. And you guys, if you earn this, this was huge. I know so many of you guys were busting your butts last month and making things happen, and you were working so hard and pulling things together. And you guys, I hope you see that it just shows how capable you are. And that doesn't mean you're capable just to earn an iPad, or capable just to work hard one month. You're capable to do this like throughout your journey, because that is what it's going to take to continue to go on, to meet goals, to inspire other people on your team to work just as hard as well, right? Because they're going to see you, speed of the leaders, the speed of the pack. They're going to see you and they're going to be excited by you, and they're going to be doing that as well. And like Val said, if you didn't earn it, but you worked hard and you got a couple, or you got whatever you got, don't get in the mindset where you're feeling defeated or you're comparing. Have the emotional maturity and the strength to look at, not looking that you're not good enough, but looking at what is possible, what people have done, what you are capable of, that you can continue to move on and keep going. So have that emotional strength to use that to fuel you to move on and to fuel you to continue to grow and to do things. So having that belief, having that mindset to move forward. And you guys, if you're just joining us and you're, new to this, and you want to, get your just toes wet in the water, and you want to kind of feel this out and, move slow, like, how you work is going to be how your business grows. And that's great. If that's what you want, we're here to meet you where you are. But if you want to jump off that dock into the water with a cannonball and go running in this, that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. We're going to be talking about running, if you are hungry, if you want this. And so we're going to go into detail what that looks like in terms of making things happen, getting in momentum, and what that looks like. And for belief, having that mindset, having that vision. So it's having that belief in yourself, knowing you're capable, right? Sorry, I read belly flop. Having that belief, that to know you are capable, belief in the products, belief in this company, belief in yourself. And that's a huge part of it. Believing that you can do this, right? And it's not just looking at an iPad, it's looking at the future. It's looking at diamond. It's looking at, look, we're just going to make this happen and run. So Val, do you want to mention anything more about in terms of the products and this opportunities? That is massive. Like, you have to know what we have on our hands here.
Oh, 100%. Well, I was going to say the products and the opportunity Lori Welch just gave me when she signed me up, and I would say someone didn't lose weight or somebody didn't get this result or that result. Her belief was so rock solid in what she was selling. Like, she never wavered. That is what she passed on to all of us. Her rock solid belief in this business that you, if you had, I don't know how to say this nicely at the moment, but if you had half a brain, like, you'd be doing this business because you need to be doing this business. Like, it would be silly not to. It would be like knowing what Amazon turned into and not investing in Amazon stocks when it was a thing. Like, when you could invest at the beginning, look at those people, what they're making now. Same with Facebook, same with Google. That is what you have with Plexus right now. You are the ground floor foundation of this entire business. We don't even have 500 diamonds, y'all. That was my goal. I've been a diamond for 3 years and I was one of the first 100, but my goal was one of the first 500. Every single one of you can be that. I saw those of you who have never recruited before get 16 people. I saw people who haven't recruited in months earn 2 iPads. And I want to know, why are you guys working for an iPad? I forgot to bring my stack of iPads. But as a diamond, as an emerald, as a sapphire, do you know how many iPads you guys can buy? I could buy 10 iPads a month a day if I wanted, okay? So let's not just work for an iPad. We quadrupled our joins in 1 month because there was an iPad. Like, just think about that. Are you guys limiting yourselves to an iPad? I wish I had an iPad to hold up. I wish I could show you my monthly. I make $500,000 a year, you guys, okay? I'm just going to say it. Like, that is amazing. And my paychecks just keep going up. We got some diamonds about to hit on this team this month. We have some emeralds coming up. That is all of you guys. You're coming into this, and it's so exciting. So whatever feelings you had last month as you were going for that iPad, the belief you had in yourself, the confidence, I want you to, for your homework, to hone in on that. What did you feel? What made you work the way you did? Was it setting a goal? Was it committing to making it happen? What was it? And I want you to do that with Emerald this year, whether it's Emerald by July, Emerald by December. And so, Jamie, do you want me to share my story now, or do you want to share yours?
Yeah. Either way, I think yours, I mean, you went into this, what's really interesting, I mean, you went into this with that belief, with that rock solid belief. So I think that's, and our stories are a little different with that too, which is cool. So yeah, if you want to share kind of how you had that and went, that would be awesome.
I will share my story then, just not like my story, but how this applies to this. As a lot of you know, I had the belief when I joined, but I did not have the success right away when I joined. It took me 2 years to figure my stuff out, to watch training videos. But what never wavered once, not for a day, was my belief that I was going to be a diamond. Everyone asks, how did I go diamond in 14 months? And I'll say what Sonia Dudley said when she said how she went diamond in 10 months. It didn't take me 14 months, y'all. It was the 2 years prior to that. It was even time before I was in Plexus, that searching, that hunger, that finding this drive within me to commit to making it happen. And your commitment level needs to match what your dreams are. What are your dreams? That's what you need to commit to your business. And we're going to talk a little bit about that too, but so I was, quote unquote, stuck at gold for 2 years. And you guys know my story if you've been around. If you don't, I had some things that I had to work through, okay? Some of my challenges were making excuses. I got 5 kids. Half of them are probably out of bed right now, and they shouldn't be. Who knows what's going on downstairs, and I'll deal with that in a little bit. But I had excuses. I had too many kids. I didn't have enough time. I was an introvert. I didn't have enough friends. There were so many excuses that I gave myself, but the biggest ones were that I didn't have time and that I had too many kids. Okay. I went to Diamond with the same amount of kids and probably even less time, because at that point, like, everybody was needing to be homeschooled and all of the things. So I didn't have a lot of time, but the only thing that changed was my mindset. I changed my mindset. I drew my line in the sand. And what that means is, when you're working your business, but you kind of still lack that belief, you're not showing up to convention, you're not on all the calls, or you're not just boldly approaching people. You're kind of like, oh my gosh, I'm scared she's going to join. Like, you throw all of that out the window and you just confidently and boldly I'm doing this. Like, I'm doing this. Why wouldn't they want to join me? Of course they want to do this with me. And that is that boldness that I had when I laid all my excuses aside and I was like, you know what? This is my plan A, B, and C. I literally remember I heard someone do a call that plexus needed to be your plan A, B, and C. Like, you couldn't have any other options. So I threw away all of my other network marketing companies' materials, because I would still look at it and maybe I could do both, or maybe I should do this, or, you know, this person doesn't believe in me, or my family doesn't support me. I threw it all away. And I said, they're all going to wave at me from my Lexus. This is what I'm doing. Goodbye to all of the other catalogs. I mean, I had every company you could possibly think of that I was researching, but I had to get rid of it all. And that it didn't matter. I learned how to manage my time and my life with my kids. My kids weren't going to be an excuse anymore. I bought clear totes and said, this is the tote of toys you can play with. Because every problem that you face in life, I view it as you need to find a solution for that. Your kids are not a problem. They are a blessing. They are the reason we're doing this. But if they're not feeling like a blessing, what can you do to switch that? So I gave them a bin of toys. These are your toys, because I'm not cleaning the house anymore. Mommy's got work to do. And you throw them all in when you're done, and there, cleanup is done. Meals. I got a grill. I started cooking on the grill. I made my life simpler so I couldn't make any more excuses for why I didn't have time to do this business, okay? And I think that's really important, especially as we're busy. Americans are busy. There's never a loss of things to do, but is your business a priority? If it is, if you believe that you can do this, you're going to make it a priority. So you just have to find a way to fit in the things and to make it happen. So that's what we did. We just went straight pedal to the metal. And I remember one of Cody's favorite videos, Cody Helmer, was an Eric Worre video that talked about the airplane getting off the ground, okay? You can't just go like in a little bit and then down, and maybe this month I'll recruit 2 people and then I won't for a month, and then I'll recruit 5 and then I won't. You can't do that. You're going to go nowhere, and nothing frustrates me more in this business than to see people spinning their wheels, because it just breaks my heart. They work so hard this month, but then the next month they take it easy and they don't follow up with their people. They don't do the things. They're on book club, they're off book club, they're on the calls, they're off the calls. Like, be consistent. Show up for yourself. You can't do this for anybody but yourself. Not that your why is totally self-centered, but you have to show up for you. You don't want to be in and out. It's just one of the worst things you can do. When you are getting the airplane off the ground, which is what you guys are doing, you're getting that airplane off the ground and you need to keep it in the air. You need to be doing the things. You need to get the action stack sheet. That is an amazing file in Pink Power Team. And you need to do those things on there. You need to be commenting in the team page and being surrounded in culture. We had plexus brain. We would go to bed eating, sleeping, breathing plexus because we were so excited for the testimonies. We're like, did you hear this girl poop today? Like, we were so excited. We got him to poop, and it was just amazing. And we loved what we were doing, changing lives. And just this momentum with so many people on my team hitting Emerald and Diamond this month. I told my sister this morning, I was like, it feels like old times. Like, I don't even want to sleep in. I'm awake after 4 hours of sleep. Like, there's so much I want to do. And if you guys believe in yourselves, and if you believe that you can be in Hawaii this year, you will have that fervency. You will have that drive. And I had it even those 2 years that I wasn't going to Hawaii. I was in Hawaii bound chat. I did all of the things, and that led to the back-to-back promotions that did happen. 2 years, I saw nothing, but I believed. I knew that it was coming. If I did the things that the successful people were doing, I showed up for every call. I showed up for every book club. I went to every convention, every single one. And I heard that if you do not give up, you will be a diamond. And I believed it. I believed what they were saying instead of what the haters were saying, and saying that I would amount to nothing, or that I was stuck there for too long and maybe this wasn't for me. It was for me, because I was going to figure this out. So as I was learning and growing and didn't stop, then when I re-hit gold in that January, and then I hit senior gold, and I was like, what the heck is happening? Like, I had no idea. And I looked at my points, and the next month I was ruby. And then I was senior ruby the very next month. And the very next month after that, I was emerald, in the middle of the back office whatever, apocalypse. It was awful. Like everything was crashed, and it was just nothing any of you have ever experienced, I don't think, because a lot of you are new, but it was a crazy time to be going emerald. I think there were only 2 emeralds in the entire company that month. And it was because I knew it was going to happen. And I wasn't going to sit there and complain that orders weren't going through. We got on the phone. We got those orders through. We made sure people got their products. And we put in the work to make it happen. And then 4 months after I hit diamond, 4 months after emerald, I was diamond. So Jamie was along for a part of that journey. She didn't see all of my failures at the beginning. She jumped on from Tiffany Wilson, who I met in her driveway because I met her on Craigslist. So don't tell me you don't have a network, y'all. Okay? You meet someone on Craigslist and you become their best friend and then sign them up. Okay, Jamie, you can share your story now.
Yeah, so you guys hear that, right? That's inspiring. That's like, that makes you want to believe, right? You hear what she's saying, you're like, okay, I believe what she's saying. And that's exactly what I experienced when I first started. Because if you are in a position where maybe you don't necessarily have that 100% belief in yourself, for one, you should. But if you don't yet, that's okay. That doesn't mean you can't, you're not going to go anywhere or whatever, because that's how I kind of started. I started wanting to get my products paid for, and I was not confident in myself. I was very uncomfortable doing this. It wasn't something I ever sought out or even wanted to really do. But I thought, okay, if I can share with some friends, which I was going to anyway, because I wanted to help them, help my parents. I saw something that could make a difference. I'm like, I might as well share with a few people. If I'm going to share with a few people and be uncomfortable, I talked to Tiffany and Fallon, and I heard this stuff from them. I heard them speak like this. And I thought at the time, Fallon was only senior gold, I believe. Tiffany was silver or gold. And so it's not like they were a diamond telling me that this was possible. They were just right at the start too. And they spoke like this to where I believed every word that they were saying. I believed that these products were incredible, that people needed them. I believed that this company was going somewhere, and I believed that they were going to be at the top. Like, just no doubt. This is the way they talked. So I didn't know necessarily what was going to happen with me, but I believed them. And so when they told me, you know what, you can do this, you can go with us, I was like, okay, I'll see what happens. I'll follow what you do, because they had that much belief. So I'm telling you, we are speaking to you tonight, and with that belief, like, grab onto that, because it is 110% true. So when I started, I didn't, in terms of any of the maybe challenges or struggles, like, I did not have the confidence per se. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't, I wasn't comfortable talking to people, whatever it was. But I decided at one point in the beginning, I was like, okay, if I'm going to do this, I have to say yes. I have to say yes to everything that they asked me to do, and I have to do it no matter what. So that was my mindset. So when the things came to me, when they asked me to do something and I was scared, or I didn't think I would do it good, or whatever, fill in the blank, I already had my mindset, yes, yes, yes. I was going to be saying yes. I was going to be going to convention. I was going to be showing up on the calls. I was going to be doing, whatever, they said. So that was my mindset. So that's what happened. And I didn't have it, figured out. I just did it afraid, or I did it scared, or I just put one step in front of the other. So you can do it wherever you are at, and you can grow through that, and you can learn through that. And that is, that's where personal growth happens, right? That's where, the magic happens in terms of growing yourself, even as a person, let alone in this business. So that's what we did at the beginning. And we just shared. We were excited. We did the things. It was, just a matter of, posting and sharing, and we plugged people in. And I shared with my people, like, hey, we could get our products paid for, we could do this. And we just kind of copied each other. And it wasn't some rocket science. It wasn't some having to have things figured out XYZ perfect. It was just moving forward. And we just figured out as we went. And I talked to Tiffany and Fallon. I talked to my main leaders every day. We were talking every day, not because we were told we had to, or not because we had to do even coaching calls that we didn't call at that time, but I guess it was because we were just asking questions, and we were celebrating things together, and we were talking and trying to figure it out. So we just did that. And the people, my people did that, and they did it with their people, and so on and so forth. And we just grew through, the craziness, and we grew through whatever was happening, and we learned that way. in terms of things that were just, crazy at the times, or things that we had to adjust, I mean, we were hungry. We were doing things excited. So that meant I was staying up later at night watching some videos because I wanted to learn more. I was showing up on the calls. I remember telling my husband that, laundry might be a little crazy for a little bit. The house might not be exactly perfect for a little bit because I'm going to put my energy here. Obviously you got to do what you got to do, and you have your protected family time and you have certain things, but I did have things that I let go a little bit in other areas to focus more on this, or I stayed up later at night to do the things that had to get done. It wasn't, oh, I'm tired and I'm gonna, just do this again tomorrow now. No, I was in 3-2-1 or our IPA chat, and it had to get done every day, or the 5 days a week, or 6 days, or whatever you're doing. It was just no excuses. This had to get done. And how many times I heard no excuses from Tiffany, couldn't even count. She told me that so many times. I mean, it was to like an extra event that happened from Sonia Dudley, and we're like, I don't know if I can get out there. She's like, no excuses, woman. If you want this, you got to make it happen. You're going to go. And I was like, okay. And, I heard that so many times, and it was just, you showed up, you did it, you made it happen. And it wasn't a mindset of even complaining or anything, just because we were excited and we were moving through it all. Whether you tell yourself you can or you tell yourself you can't, you're right either way, right? So if we have the mindset that we can't do it, we're too busy, I don't know how to do this, I'm scared, whatever, you have that mindset, I promise it's going to get to you, and it's going to affect you. But if you just switch that mindset and you believe, or you just say I can, or you just say yes, or whatever it is, you're going to move forward, you're going to grow through that. So don't be afraid to have, conversations with your people about this too. I mean, that was one thing, they told me that all the time. So for yourself, take that in for yourself, for the no excuses, for doing the things, but also sharing that with your people. Don't be afraid to be bold and tell them, hey girl, you have to show up, or hey dude, you got to do this. That's part of being a leader and growing a team, is showing people the ropes and telling people the things, and it's duplicating that and being intentional. So yeah, Val. Anything on that?
Oh my gosh, so much. That's why I love doing calls with you. You just inspire me, like, as I'm listening to you. You guys, how can we have this belief? Like, why in the heck are we even doing this? Because we believe and we know that it's worth it. Lori Waltz told me it was worth it, and I believed her. She's a smart woman. She's successful. I just believed her. I mean, you don't have to blindly believe like I do. You have more experience. You can see everything that we're doing. I was the person who made Lori silver when she signed up. So all I had was her word. But Plexus treats us so different, you guys. I have so many network marketing friends. They don't get iPad incentives. They don't get $20 off or $30 off. They don't get all of this like month after month. They might go on a trip, but they don't get all the contests to get all the shopping sprees and on the stage. I could mention companies' names right now, but they literally go on their cruise. This is at least 3 companies off the top of my head. They go on their cruise, and that's what they earn. And that's great, but we have to know what we hold on to here in Plexus. We have so many of you guys they're earning the mom prom. They get to go out to dinner. We're buying dresses, and they spoil us with music and concerts and parties all over. Not to mention the culture in Plexus. Y'all, I don't know if it's this pink drink we're drinking or what in the heck, but everybody's so happy. Like, there's just such a different vibe. In Hawaii, we all went and sang karaoke, and I was like, that was so much fun. Let's go again tomorrow night. No Plexus people. They're just the normal people. And I'm like, we can leave now. This is so not the same as my Plexus people. Like, they just have these hearts of love and service and just happy, and full of energy. And I love it. So how do we create momentum? I mean, you got to show up. You also need to know that the speed of the leader is the speed of the pack. So this is where my belief comes in. And I don't blindly believe, y'all. When I heard about the pink drink, I Googled the craziness out of it. And I was like, okay, it's going to help. All of these things, like, what in the heck? How? So I Googled it. I was very skeptical. Read every negative review you could possibly read and just did all the analyzing and did it all for you, okay? So you can trust me. It's all good. But what do we... I lost that train of thought, you guys. Jamie, where was I headed with that? Do you know?
To create momentum, you need an easier time when you believe.
So the speed of the leader. The speed of the leader. I read that and I believed it. And I was like, all right, if I want my team to be doing all of these things, I need to be doing them. So I showed up and I did the things. You guys cannot tell your team to do things that you're not willing to do. You need to be right there with them. I'm not ranking up this month, you guys. I'm a diamond, okay? But I am right there. I feel like I'm ranking up with my team because I'm there with them and I want to be there. This is where I want to be. I don't want to just sit here collecting a paycheck. I want to do this with them. And I mean, I technically probably don't really have to work as much as I do, but I love my job and I love you guys so much. And I believe in every single one of you. Literally, what you have to do, you have to create momentum on your team. You guys have it going right now. We're in company momentum. We are full-blown team momentum. So now you need that personal momentum, and how you get it is excitement. It's this excitement. And if you don't have it yet, keep watching videos, keep reading books, read the first 4 chapters in The Magic of Thinking Big, and then come back and tell me if you're not excited. Like, that book is so belief building, it's not even funny. And then just don't be afraid to dream big. Don't look at where you're at today or where your family's at or where you were 5 years ago. I mean, y'all don't even want to see me or my life or any of it 5 years ago. Like, it didn't look anything like it did now. And I was kind of scary. But believe in where you're headed and just know where you are going out of belief, out of faith, and that will propel you. What else do you have, Jamie, for like creating momentum and things that they should be doing?
Yeah, the belief, I mean, that comes with having the vision and like casting that onto, you know, your team and your people too. So if you're believing and you have this vision and excitement, you're going to be talking to them and you're going to be, you know, telling them those things too, painting that picture for them, helping them see their goals, paint that future, that vision. And when you get into the goals, you get into things about like, you know, making timed goals, saying the things out loud, committing, right? So if we're talking about goals, if we're talking about setting goals for looking at diamond or looking at, you know, becoming a jewel, looking at your next goal for your next rank up, whatever level that may be, but claiming that and saying that out loud, telling your sponsor, your upline, whatever your goals, and committing to something like that. I think so many times it's easy to not say something out loud because you're afraid to not reach it, to not reach a goal. So part of that is being able to set a deadline, to set goals, set something that's scary. They should stretch you and they should scare you a little bit. And that is something you work for. And if you miss it, you know, you're just all that much more closer to your big, huge goal that you're going for. And you're speaking out loud, you're holding each other accountable. If you don't say your goals out loud, there is no accountability. There's nobody there rooting you on. There's no that like inner accountability of like, okay, I could just, well, I can kind of give up now. You know, I don't think I'm going to make it. So I didn't tell anybody. Nobody knew. I did fail, whatever. Yeah, that's the safe route. If you want to be safe, you're going to have a safe, maybe slower business. But if you want to have this momentum and go, you need to be setting the goals for yourself and helping your team set big goals to move forward and to have that accountability with each other so that you are working, right? You're holding each other accountable to working through the month and working every day and going for those goals. Yeah. Anything on that, Val?
I mean, writing your goals down is huge. I think part of the reason we had so much success is because people had a set number. They said, I am getting 6 people because I am getting this iPad. I think this is huge because you know what we were doing? What we did last month, we were setting ourselves up for promotions. If we wanted to hit gold and we had 18 people and we needed 20, we said, okay, I need to get 2 more people before the month is over. And then I'm going to make sure they all order again next month. Gold. You knew you were gold the month before. It wasn't like, oh, suddenly I'm going to be gold. It was like, how many more people do I need to make this happen? Write down your goals. Y'all, it was so bad around my house. I had to write down, take the dishes out of the dishwasher. Okay, got it done. I check it off. Like, you have to write things down sometimes to get it done. It really is proven that writing it down, it just solidifies it. So I created some dual rank up chats and I took a screenshot and I'm like, girl, this is official because I wrote it out. Started crying when I put her in the chat because it was real. It was there. It was in front of her eyes. It was in front of her mindset. So one of the Emerald Bound chats that Lori did with us, which was so good for me, this is where my mindset transformation started happening. And you guys need to do this. If you haven't yet, Write down your affirmations and put them all over your house, whatever it is. I will be in Hawaii. Everybody wants plexus. You have to write these things down, and you have to keep saying them until you believe them. And it really does work. And the thing with negativity in our mindset, and whether we're successful in our business or not, you're not successful for a lack of amazing team. We have some of the best leaders, some of the best retention, and some of the best culture in all of Plexus. Lori, Kristen, Brenda, Wendy, Eva, these are my sidelines. Well, Lori's my outline, but the rest are sidelines. And they have built one of the most solid teams in this entire company. And I have watched everything they did. When I was struggling, I was watching. Why is Kristen not struggling? What is she doing that I can do? And that is how I learned pretty much everything that I know. It was just, just Lori said, keep looking for those golden eggs. Just keep looking. So as I was looking, I was learning. I was growing. And as I was growing, I did not stop doing the IPA. I remember talking to Jamie and Courtney and Rochelle and Cody and Tiffany and everybody. We were all like, not going to bed till my IPA's done, because it's so easy to say, I'll do that later. I'll do it tomorrow. Y'all, tomorrow really never comes. I've been saying I was going to clean my room tomorrow for 2 weeks, okay, you guys? I'm sleeping with a bottle of hairspray and my daughter's underwear and everything because I keep saying I'll do it tomorrow. If I write it down and say today I'm cleaning my bed, takes 5 minutes, got the bed clean. You guys, don't overcomplicate this. It is all so simple. You have all of the tools. If you're not being successful, it's because you're not doing the work, and that is on you, okay? So you take charge of your business and make it happen. Love the journey. Enjoy the struggle. There is some struggle. It does not all come like that. I joined, thought I was going to be rich in 10 months. Y'all, it didn't happen, okay? I did not have that Sonia Dudley story. But my story grew me into the person I needed to be able to lead the team that I am leading. So every day, God is preparing you for what is to come. And that is all I have. Jamie, what about you?
Yeah, and along with that, and some people mentioned this in the chat, is share your journey, share this with your family, share your goals with your family, share your, what you want to do, what you want to make it a family thing with your husband, with your kids. If you include them, it's not so much you are a part here working hard and they don't understand and some other things are all messed up. Include that together, work together, encourage each other together, celebrate a rank together and go out and do something special, whatever it is, do that and come up with your whys together. All this, you need to have vision, you need to have belief, you need to have activity, but what's going to make you hungry? Diamond is just a thing, right? But what does diamond mean to you? What is your why? Is it so you can, have things saved for the future for your family? Is it so you can give back in bigger ways and you have some vision that you can give back to your community or something and start something? What is God placing on your heart that you can truly do with what diamond actually means, with the income that diamond actually needs? What does that mean for your family? What does that mean for your future? What does that mean for your kids' future? Pray about that. What does this really mean to you and your family? And that's what diamond is. That is what is going to fuel you and what's going to be important to your family, and you share that together, and that is what is going to be exciting and help give you that activity to do every day. Not everything is uphill momentum. Not everything is easy. There's ups, there's downs, there's valleys. So when you do have that valley or when you do have that tough day or whatever, you need those things to fuel you through, to know that you're doing something that has a purpose. You're doing something that is beyond just a reach out and a rank up and even cash in your pocket. What does that cash in your pocket means? It means that you can pay for the groceries for your kids, that you don't have to check the bank account to see if you can get gas for the day. It means you can give back to your favorite, charity or church or family member who needs something. Whatever it means to you, this is why you're helping people with these health journeys. I've cried on the phone with some people, some friends who are over huge health victories and all this other things. You have those moments and you realize it's not just, a supplement. It's not just something, something to make you happy, even though being happy is important. That is one of the things, but there's huge health victories. And even if there isn't that, there's the future of what this is doing to help set you to hopefully even be preventative for some things. it's beyond so much. So I think it's just having that excitement, that passion, and having that why and that belief, and let that fuel you, you know, and that is, I mean, yeah, everything we talked about on this call is what is going to help create that momentum, that excitement. Share that with your team, share that with your friends, let that be contagious, and run and be excited together. Val, unless you have anything to say about that too, but also when you're in momentum, we were going to talk about that too. Like what does that look like when you are currently in momentum, and the craziness and all that too. So whatever you want to speak on to what I just said, or moving forward.
You can keep going. I'll end with something.
Okay. So when you're in momentum, when you get there, like some of you might be in that now, and things are crazy, and things, you know, if you feel like you can't breathe sometimes, or it's just so busy and the chats are exploding, or whatever's going on, some of you guys might be in some of that, and that's okay. That's normal. And sometimes it's maybe you feel like you need to take a break, or you need to breathe, or whatever. And yeah, you need to protect your family time. You need to protect things that are important to you. But what is your deal breakers? What's important? You know, you have your family time, you have things to protect, and then you just run crazy with the momentum. You have this wave, and it might be a little crazy. It might be like a little nuts, but that's okay. You just keep moving forward. You just keep doing the things, and you run with that excitement, and you run with your team, because eventually that wave's going to like slow down, and it's going to shift, and things are going to move a little bit. So if you are in momentum, if things are crazy, just know that that's okay. That's exciting, and grab on and just run with that. Like, it's totally good. It's totally normal. And talk to your upline, talk to your, you know, whatever, and just be like, okay, let's go. What can we do? Delegate what you can delegate. If you have kids that can do some chores, delegate some stuff. If your husband can help with something, delegate some stuff. Make, like Val gave examples with her toys and with, you know, whatever, like just figure it out, embrace the journey. Exactly. Embrace the crazy, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'll let you tie it up with a little bow there, Val.
Well, I remember when my momentum started, it's when I started being on the leaderboard for top growing teams, and I was Ruby. And I was on the phone to Lori, and I remember I was sweeping the pantry. The kids dumped wheat all over or something. And I was like, you know, I just feel like I can't breathe. Like, I don't know what's happening over here. There's so much. Like, I don't know all of my team's names anymore. It's getting so big. What do I do? And she said, just ride this momentum. And I mean, that's all she said. It didn't take a 2-hour coaching call. She just said, ride the momentum. And I was like, okay. We're just going to keep doing what we're doing over here. And we're going to be thankful, and we're going to be grateful. And this is what we want. And you guys, momentum comes in so many different forms, but what you need to have with the network marketing and the momentum, you need to have personal momentum, you need to have team momentum, and you need to have company momentum for the perfect storm. You guys, we have that right now. Every jewel and plexus is feeding off each other's enthusiasm and passion and excitement. And it's just like, we're exchanging the electrons and all this stuff of excitement and positivity in the rank ups, all of that. So what is the difference between months ago versus now with all of the momentum? The momentum is people, one, set goals, and they believe that they can make them happen. That is the only difference. Y'all, did the team page change? No. Did we get a new product? No. Did you get a new upline? No. All of it stayed the same, but you guys set a goal, and you believe that it could happen. And when you guys see all of these rank ups coming in March, my team has never had such a big month for growth. I saw teams last month who usually add 5 at 120, okay? These are teams that have been working and growing, and they've been setting up for this perfect storm because they were learning the things, yes, but they believed in themselves and they set a goal. So when you see that coming in, know what happened there. And this is how you guys get to Emerald too. So that's all we have for you guys. We're excited. I hope you guys can sleep tonight. I know I'm going to be on the phone because we're all going to be excited. That's it.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.